Hey everyone, Gigi here. Welcome back. I wanted to give you a quick update. I'm in the car at night, obviously, because I don't want to wait till later to make the video. Because a lot of interesting things are happening right now that people should be aware of, especially when you look at the timing, the biblical timing of what's going on right now. So basically, as you know, Ukraine did launch their long-range missiles into Russia earlier today, and Putin at the same time changed the nuclear doctrine. And the main thing he changed, he made the nuclear threshold much lighter, and he said that a country that is backed by a nuclear power, like Ukraine backed by the U.S., that we have the nuclear power, Ukraine doesn't. That country that backs up the Ukraine is also going to be a target for basically nuclear response. And he did use the word a lot, and a lot of countries are very concerned right now. They're scared to death, really. And if you don't have Jesus Christ, you should be scared to death, because you could get killed and go to hell by default if you have not gotten saved through the blood of Jesus yet. So, but those who are saved, most of you watching, we're not, there's no bad news for the believer, because the rapture is about to take place before this nuclear exchange takes place. Now, so here's the thing. I was watching a video that Brother Lewis did on the Real News. I forget the name, the Real News channel. Although I can't quite recommend him because he keeps cutting down anybody who looks at a rapture date. So I can't recommend people like that, because they don't even understand what's going on biblically, which I want to show you how unbelievable this is, which is this. He said on his video, and I don't know, I haven't heard anyone else say it, so I haven't really verified it. Maybe by the time this video comes out, you'll have heard it somewhere else as well. But there was a headline that read that Putin threatened that tomorrow, November 20th, he would end the war in Ukraine by winning it, of course. So how are you going to do that? I mean, there's really no way he can do that. If I think it's an indirect way of saying we're going to hit you with a nuclear bomb. How else are they going to end it in one day? They would have already done that. So is he it sounds like he's threatening to nuke Ukraine tomorrow, okay, the 20th. Now, the reason that I'm doing this video is because tomorrow just happens to be the 17th day of the second month, which is when the flood hit. The 17th day of the second month, okay? In Israel, right now, they're in the second month turns into the 8th month because God told Moses to change the time when the new year begins, started in Nisan. So everything got flipped. So the second month, before, at the time of the flood, the second month actually would actually be now, because this is before Moses was told by God to change the calendar. So, all right, so I hope that makes sense. So we're actually in the second month, or the 8th, depending on the calendar. So the second month and the 17th day, according to Genesis 7:11, the flood started. Is that a coincidence? You know, to me, it's amazing. That's all I could say. It's amazing. All we can really do is see what happens. But if Putin strikes Ukraine with a nuclear weapon tomorrow, I believe the rapture will be before that. Because that's why he's coming. That's why Jesus is coming. To save us from sudden destruction. At a time when they're saying peace and safety. Okay, that's Trump's theme. Peace and safety. Okay, now let's see. Trying to remember if there was something else. Yeah, there was one more thing, which was if something were to happen tomorrow, the next day would be the 21st. Could that be 21-0 America? Yeah, it could. I mean, like I said, a lot of people look at that dream I had and they think it might mean the 21st day of a certain month. And it might, but it just happens to come the next day, which I find alarming as well. Okay, so maybe nothing will happen at all, but I wanted to give you this in case it does, because the Bible talks about the dates of different things throughout the entire Bible for a reason. God gave this date for a reason. And apparently it was the same date that Adam and Eve fell. The same day as the flood. Could it be the same day that God turns the world around with the rapture? Everything would be upside down and inside out. So, maybe I'll be able to do more later. I don't know. I wanted to get this out now, because of the content I hear. You know, it's like urgent content. Just be ready. And also, one interesting thing is that Putin was saying that it would be on the 1,000th day of the war. It's the 1,000th day of the war. I don't know if that's today or tomorrow. I've heard both, so I didn't count it yet. But then also I heard Chris was Global Rapture Watcher was talking about some document in Germany relating to nuclear war that has 1,000 pages. I heard this twice today. 1,000. That it sounds to me like that's a clue. God, you know, the Lord is coming, and the 1,000-year millennium is on the verge. On the verge. The rapture is part of what's gonna usher in all that. You have Daniel's 70th week. Boom. Christ comes and rules and reigns, set up his kingdom, his throne in Jerusalem. We'll have 1,000 years of peace. So with that, I'm going to try to get this thing to load. Believe on Christ. If you haven't yet, get saved today. Today is the day of salvation. God sent his only begotten Son, that whomsoever would believe should never perish, but have everlasting life. John 3:16.